After unboxing my new Lorex security camera system, I hooked up all the equipment on the table to test it, to make sure that all the cameras are working. I did run into a little bit of an issue that wasn't a problem with the NVR, but with the settings. I ended up downloading a 186 page PDF that is on Lorex's website. I do recommend that you download that and read it. It'll help you with the different settings and where to go to set that up. One of the issues that I had wasn't with the VGA port, but was with the HDMI port. I know some people might think, well, maybe you didn't have the settings correct on the system that you had gotten from Super Circuits, but I had tested that HDMI port on another TV and it didn't work at all, and I'd also called tech support and they had walked me through several different things and had determined that it was non-functioning, and that is the reason why I sent it back. But after hooking up the HDMI cable to my Panasonic flat screen TV, I could tell that there was a flicker, so I knew that the HDMI port was working. The settings weren't correct, and by looking into the PDF I was able to find where a person can change the settings for that. And those are located under the settings under the display. There are 4 separate individual settings that can be used. It's the 1024 by 768, the 1280 by 720, the 1280 by 1024, and the 1920 by 1080. I found that to get the best resolution that fills in the picture as much as possible, I use the 1080 by 720. One of the other ones does work, but it leaves it off a little bit. You're missing more of the screen. So I changed the setting to this. Everything started working. Of course, I spent maybe an hour or 2 hours reading and trying to figure out how to get to this setting. I don't believe that the menu system is easy to understand. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but you can definitely, after you read the PDF and you play around with it for a little bit, it becomes more intuitive. I mean, you get the hang of the way everything works. I did install the 4 cameras in different areas. I installed one of them down in the basement. I have a leaky basement, and I just installed a sub pump basin with a sub pump, and just to make sure that all of that's working and running okay. I like to keep an eye on how much water is accumulating on the basement floor. That's why I wanted one of those installed in there. I also have let me see if I can enlarge this. You're supposed to be able to click on it twice and it goes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I've got the basement view to help me. Some of the floor is still tore up in there, but I can tell the difference between wet and dry dirt, so that'll help me. I had to dig that up in order to put the basin in. So this gives me the ability, if somebody breaks into the house through one of the basement windows, or if there's an extreme amount of water, and instead of having to trek all the way down to the basement and see how much water is down there, I can easily just, from either my bedroom or somewhere else where I either have a tablet or if I'm in the living room, I can easily just take a look. I also have views of the backyard. I like to keep an eye on my son that likes to run around and play around, and sometimes I wonder where he's at. So this will help in case somebody happens to try to break into the house. So I've got 3 different views of the outside. I'd like to get additional cameras. This is the east view. I'd like to get some additional cameras to cover the front of the house and the side of the house where the cars are. But just to give you an idea, the color quality I think is astounding. It's really good. I did mess with the settings a little bit to kind of sharpen things up, and so I did mess with the contrast and a few other settings. Let's see if you go to one, 2, 3, okay, for some of the settings, they're a little tricky, but like I said, you'll get the hang of it. The saturation and the contrast were, actually I didn't mess with the saturation or the hue. I kept those at 50%. The only two that I messed with were the brightness and the contrast. And I did set it so that it only records when there's motion. Of course you can view these at any time that you want. But so that is it. I will add some short video of my installation. It's a really cold day outside. When I did most of these installs, it was still pretty cold outside, so I didn't get a chance to tie down all the cables on my TV tower. But so you'll see some cables hanging off. That will get straightened out tomorrow. Tomorrow we're supposed to have 50 degree days, so it'll be a pleasant day to be able to climb up there and strap those down. And yeah, so far I'm really happy with this. I will this will be in the second video, and I will from here I'll edit in. You'll see some of the frustration I went through trying to hook some of this up. I'll fast forward through some of that. And then I think I'll make a third video where I will basically show some of the night view, show you what it looks like at night, and maybe show you go through some other settings if you're interested in that. But I guess that's it. I guess we'll continue with the rest of the video.
So that's the power brick,
Yeah.
which supplies power to the MVR.
So I'll probably fast forward through some of this, but I will get this all installed and working so that you can see with me how well it works.
I'm actually doing some of this stuff, describing. So I'm guessing that...
The unit does come with 2 USB ports, so you could plug your mouse in either through the front or it looks like through the back.
Let me see.
It also has an HDMI port and a VGA port. VGA to hook up to VGA to hook up to a computer monitor, or in this case an HDMI, which we are going to use.
And hook it up to the TV.
Yeah.
So it looks like we've got quick connection, quick mobile guide, and then we've got different languages. There's only looks to be 2 manuals in English, 2 in a different language. Now we're doing the extension cord. I got to do some of the looking at the instruction manuals on camera, so I got some time. to do it to do my own video and everything. So I just say there's 2 manuals in English and 2 in a different language. That's basically all that I said.
2 in English.
Yeah, there's a quick mobile thing. So it says here the package contents are MVR, USB mouse, power adapter, Ethernet cable, HDMI cable, and the quick start guides. Looks like you'd only need, this thing can support more than 4 cameras. You could have like 8 on it, in case you want to have more.
Move some of these boxes.
I can. Okay. We've got power, and we've got something. It's booting. I think it's booting. Well, it did something. Looks like it. So that's going to be for initial setup, I guess so. Again, you're going to do the honors of putting that in too.
Please don't tell me that the HDMI on this doesn't work either. Alexa, turn on the laptop.
Okay.
Alexa, stop. Why don't you hand me the mouse and the mouse pad?
It has to be working. It went from Roku. It went to Roku when you unplugged it.
Yeah. But why isn't it displaying anything?
Maybe it's in the settings.
Where's the directions? The manual.
There's only a quick guide and a...
I thought you said that came with a book in English.
Yeah, big one on the internet. I think I already downloaded it. I can try a different HDMI cable.